Hi, everyone. You're listening to Live with Necee. I am your host, Opal Bailey. Today's segment on family values. And I have my very close and dear friend, Blair, with me today. And I want to just share with you how we met. We had a chamber event, and it was one of their meet and greet with new businesses. So I was there, and we were all having a good time. And at the end of the meeting, Robin and her husband, Tommy, they came up to me and asked me for my business card because I own my own cleaning company, residential and commercial property. And they wanted me to come by and give them an estimate on their commercial property. So when I gave them my card, and we began to talk, and out of the talking, we both became friends. And so we kind of hang out a little bit and talk with one another and getting to know each other even more. And so I just want to welcome Robin Blair to my show.
Thank you. It's nice to be here.
I'm so glad you're here. That was true, because when I'm saying a friend, you are a friend, because we talk a lot.
Yes.
A lot. And so I just wanted to invite you on the show because I know that you're a mother of 4 girls, and you also have a lot that you deal with, being that the kids are going back to school, and you have to balance all of those, the kids, the husband, the house, and you have all your animals and all those things that is at home that's pulling on your time. So I thought you would be good to come on the air and share, how do you balance when your life seems to be so busy? How do you do all of that with the kids and everything?
Well, I wish I would have figured this out years ago, but as the kids are getting older, we're able to take more time and spend with each other, and to keep our marriage going solidly. And it's been a learning experience. We didn't take the time, as much time as we should have early on, but it's, again, a learning experience. It is crazy now. We have back to school, and kids go in different places, college and high school now, and we just are focusing as they get older. We're having more time to focus on each other, and we love each other dearly and want to keep that love going. So it's interesting. It's kind of fun and exciting to we specify one day a week that's a given, and then we also play golf once a week, and it's very seems very strange because our life has been so focused on the kids, but we're enjoying ourselves and kind of really finding each other even more than we've been able to, because of the chaos of raising the kids and running to different schools here and there and different sports for hours on end and not seeing each other much. So it is something that I would definitely speak to others about. It is finding a little bit of alone time where you can. So.
Well, that's good, because a long time is important to have when we're doing so many things, and especially with you and trying to keep up with the kids and Tommy and the house and everything like that. But I was listening, and you mentioned something awesome when you said that y'all do a lot of things together. What are some of the activities that you and your family do to spend time with each other?
Oh, we're pretty traditional speaking when it comes to holidays and birthdays, and we like to get together, everyone together, and have dinners, and or go kayaking or go bowling or camping if we can get them camping. That's hard to do with them growing up and everything, but we try to do special things. Can't get any of them interested in golf, but we would go to soccer games and tennis matches and whatever. Really always stress the importance of being there for each other. So as much as possible, we would do those kinds of things together if we couldn't get out to, vacation or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So,
well, I know that Tommy, he owns his own, with you guys, y'all own your own car care company, which is Tommy's Blair Quality Collision and Care, which is located in Rockledge. But I know that there are times when he may be, in there in the shop all day, and you will show up. You would come and you would visit them. You would bring them lunch. You would bring them dinner. You would just spend time with them. So how did you find time to do that, or what drives you to even want to go see him at work?
Well, he works so many hours, and even though he doesn't have to be there all the time, of course, being a small business owner, he wants and feels like he needs to be there. And if I want to spend more time with him, then I need to go by and spend a little bit of time there with him. It's just par for the course with owning a small business. But I make that time. I've been fortunate enough to have children at different ages, so I have some that drive, and they can, pick up. They could pick up the younger ones as needed. So that I'm pretty fortunate in that area.
Well, that's good, because, in our society that we live in now, it's very hard for couples to even speak to one another, as busy they are. But you seem to find a balance in making sure that, hey, you don't always have to be at the house in order for you to spend time. Let me go see him.
Yes.
So so with that in mind, how do you balance the time for yourself? Because that's important just as well as you balancing it for your family. What do you do to pamper yourself or do the things for you?
Well, I have, during the day, I have quiet time, which I really appreciate. A couple of the kids one is married and a couple are in college. Mm-hmm. And down to one at home. So when she's at school, that's my time, my me time, and I'll just do whatever I can, whatever I'm feeling like in the moment. I do cherish my alone time.
That's important.
That's a good thing. It will probably seem weird to have as much time as I do now, as having raised kids and having so many in the house for so long. It is weird adjusting to that, but I'm getting used to it. I love them to death, but I am enjoying a bit of quiet time.
Mm-hmm. Well, along with balancing your family, we are important. You are important as well. So if you're not up to par, or if you're not feeling good, or if you're not doing what need to be done to take care of you, it's like, how can you take care of everyone else or be a part or show, some balance in that? And with balance anyway, is basically the whole family coming together. That's what I'm seeing, hearing that you're saying is all about the family coming together, being able to take whatever time they have and whatever time you want to spend with them. So with that in mind, what is some of the things what made you, I know you mentioned earlier that, in your conversation that y'all wasn't always this close. Y'all wasn't always mindful of each other. What changed? What happened to where you noticed the change and you noticed the distance, and all of a sudden you're like, let me spend time with my family?
Well, you get so wrapped up in the family and so wrapped up in the different functions and the crazy schedule of soccer and tennis and school events, that you kind of lose sight of things and you get caught up. And I am with such a beautiful man who took the time to, he used to, write to me long letters. And we really, in the beginning of our relationship, and it carried on for years, did so many romantic things. But as the children got older, it got harder to balance all that, and that's one thing that that you've got to keep a marriage strong. I think you've got to really be mindful of that. That you need to have some little time, but our love, carried us through, and we're in a little bit of a different place, and now, and it's exciting.
Yeah,
it's exciting.
It is. I mean, it's exciting watching y'all because I come and visit and hang out with you and stuff, and you and Tommy as well, and just to see your interaction with each other it just shows us how genuine that his love is for your love is for him. And so it's wonderful to see that you can have a busy schedule and a busy life, but at the same time, you find the time to do something. If it's nothing like you mentioned, you have a schedule you keep or a family get together. You said once a week?
Not once a week. We have one that's married and one that's away at college and one that's home at college, and the youngest in high school. So everyone has crazy schedules. So we can't do weekly, but we do things as we can. It's very hard. I'm right now trying to plan a new tradition with the kids, because I know it's going to get harder and harder as the years go by to get everyone together. So now I'm actually working on a long weekend or possibly a week. I know that's a far stretch of us getting away and going to the mountains and putting all our cell phones away and just going for walks and playing games. We really enjoy playing board games. Kind of a dying thing, I think, these days. But just those kinds of things and having some real quality, fun bonding time. And it's just getting harder and harder with the different ages of them. And so that's become a real priority of mine now, so that we can keep going and keep, going strong and get this, where it's just us and the kids. We have times with our extended family that we enjoy very much, but at the same time, I feel like we like to do have more individual time with the kids. So I think it's a great focus time, and we're looking at that for around the holidays every year. So it's hard. It's hard. I'm working on it right now with all of them, and it's just coming up with a time that everyone's going to be able to make is difficult, but it's going to happen.
Yeah.
I'm not going to let it not.
Well, you know what? I think the thing that you're doing something to bring the family together, to connect, for everybody in the house to connect and to have a bonding time. And that's what I seen when you was talking about the mountains, get away, put the phones aside, let's stop work. Let's get out of the area. Let's do something where it's just the family, bringing that bonding back that we so miss now with technology and stuff like that. So how do the kids feel about all this change of you wanting to get them more involved in a lot of stuff that they maybe wasn't used to? And
well, it's just this new thing that I want to do, the new little vacation away from everyone, so we can just focus on each other. That's a new thing. Generally, we're with other, extended family, and that's wonderful. And I do cherish that time as well. But I just feel like I really want this time for my husband and I to be able to just have this individual focus time on the kids. Because with other family, you can get they're older and they might want to do other things that I don't, which is awesome. We just love and cherish. But they may be things that we can't take the kids to. And so this is great time that we can do with them that's, more engaging with them.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, and honestly, they're very excited about it. I am so excited that they're excited that they actually are okay with turning their phones off and just having this time and getting out to the country. Like, what kid wants to get out to the country? But it's exciting.
Can I go with you?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, thank you. I'm part of your family anyway. I'm going to be right there in the car with you. I think that is awesome, Robin. And I thank you again for, sharing. I know it's been a very difficult road for you and your family and stuff. But you know what? You've shown yourself to be a very determined person, wanting to maintain the closeness of your family, which seemed to be important and vital to you, and that's a good thing to have that. Is there anything that you would like to share to the audience, to just give them a tip or something to help them to look at where they are, maybe to just slow down, or something that you taken on for your own self and say, hey, you know what, I want to pass this to you, do this for, or some kind of suggestion or anything?
My suggestion would be to really, when the children are younger, to really have more control over the electronics. We didn't allow our children to have a cell phone until they were in middle school, and for the reason that it is, it just takes away from personal relationships. I now kind of wish that I had done a little bit more, but that would just be my own suggestion, would be to limit the electronics and stay more in touch with the kids. It's frustrating. I see my older ones on the phone all the time, and I just worry about this generation being so much involved on the phones that they lose that personal one-on-one, face-to-face relationship, and dealing with problems and stuff via text is just not, or whatever else they tweet, or it's all beyond me. So and of course it's always important. I always had my kids were always great with nap time. I had a routine nap time when they were growing up, and you need that. They need that. That's some alone time that you can grab if you don't have the daytime without them. But that's, we do need to take time for ourselves, and if you can just get an hour here or there, that's more than you had.
Yeah, I was thinking of you remind me of my parents when I was growing up. We ate together, we spent time together. Well, during that time we had like a little flip phone, and we had like the beepers.
Yep.
So but the whole concept of having a balanced life is really taking the time to be there for your family, and for to balance your family, It's not just you wanting your family to be there, but you want them, am I right, to be able to balance what they're doing.
Yes. Yep.
Yep. And be able to understand that, hey, it's not all about technology, because we live in a technology world now anyway. But I believe I agree with you that technology it just taken over. Kind of like it's substituting the human connection, because we're so caught up in the cell phone and things like that, to where we lose that one-on-one communication that you seem to be grabbing a hold of and bringing back into your family, and realizing, no, this is what we need in order for us to survive and to thrive and to be all that you can be.
Yes, because we only live once, and I am very blessed to have the most beautiful children, and I don't take a minute of that for granted, as well as my time with my husband. So that should never be taken for granted, and we really, I mean, it flies by so fast that we really need to grasp each moment that we have with them and cherish it. Life is too short.
Yeah. Because I know that one of Tommy's favorite sports is golf. And
Yep.
and I hear him sometimes, when he's talking to me, well, Robin is out there, Robin beat me, or Robin knew this, or Robin that. So how do you feel about being out there?
Beating him?
Yeah.
That feels great. That feels great. We're pretty competitive, and I never, ever thought that I would be one to ever play golf. I used to laugh at people, oh, who would enjoy that? It's just old people, but I am getting old. But we enjoy it, and it is very competitive between he and I. And, well, I have won most of the games, but recently he's been doing better than me. So I'm happy for him. And it's all about my personal game anyways.
That's right. Would it also give you time to spend with him?
It does.
That drawing him away from everything else that he's, conscious of, or he's mindful of, because he could be so mindful of work all the time, but he found something that he loved, and you joined in with him instead of complaining about it. Like, why are you there? You need, stay at home or whatever. You joined in with him to enjoy the game, but also you look at it as your time, your own personal time that I get to spend with my husband, and I have him, and we can laugh and we can talk about anything.
It is fun, and again, it has that competitive edge that gets us laughing, and it's just been a really neat pastime for us. We've been doing it for about a year now, and it's neat. I'm missing my babies as they grow up, but at the same time, we're just redefining who we are, and we've found this golf, and that's neat. And we also do some RVing by ourselves on occasion, and that's really neat. Mm-hmm. Of course, you have that pull of the guilt because I'm losing a little bit of time with my kids, but I think I'm able to give them more of me, and learning that balance, and starting this new chapter of our lives.
I think you said that perfectly. New chapter.
Yeah.
And
Lord knows it's a book.
You're too funny. But I love you, girl. You're just awesome.
I love you too.
You're awesome. Y'all are the most awesome people I have ever met, and y'all are beautiful, beautiful heart, beautiful family. Thank you. And I just thank you so much for coming on, wanting to share about your personal life and what you've been going through, what you've been through, and, where you are, and redefining your life. And so that is really awesome, Robin. I'm very happy that you're finding a balance in your family.
Thank you. Well, I'm not perfect, and I appreciate everything that you say. And you, too, are a beautiful woman and a dear friend of ours, and we don't take that for granted either. But I am far from a perfect mother or perfect wife, but I like to think that I learned something along the way and keep plugging.
Yeah, yeah. And I think that's what makes you you is because even though you recognize that I'm not perfect, you recognize the imperfections in our lives and stuff, but you don't stay there. You keep pressing and saying, okay, how can I make it better? How can I enjoy the journey with my family instead of dredging it, you know, because some families dredge being with them, you know, some couples dredge going home, you know, or being with their kids. They wish their kids was gone or whatever the case may be, but you have hooked into that joy and that passion to love your family and want to be a part of everything that they do.
I absolutely do. I do laugh a lot. I laugh a lot at myself. Oh gosh, yeah.
Well, laughter is as medicine. That's what they say. So,
Absolutely.
so that's good. I'm glad you're getting a good dose of what you deserve, and you know, and you're doing
Thank
good
you.
things for your with your family and in the community as well. Because I know they do a lot of community outreach and stuff like that, and you're just making it happen for a lot of people. And I just want to again thank you for coming on to Live with Necee. And I want to leave my audience with this word of encouragement for you. And it says, a wise woman builds her house, and with her hands, the foolish woman tears it down. That's in Proverbs 14:1. So as we close the day, consider yourself as a wise woman and build your house. And I just want to thank you for tuning in to TNR radio station. And thank you again. God bless.